the 2007 New York State Sportscaster of the Year, Emmy Award winner, now in his 11th year at News 4 New York, and you know who he is because he's covered multitude of sports, including Super Bowl, World Series, U.S. Open golf, U.S. Open tennis. Please welcome Bruce Beck.
Thank you very much. Robin, I've heard unbelievable things about you, by the way, from Mike Quick.
My mother is calling.
No. I raced over here because I was doing an event today at Trump National in Bedminster, New Jersey, and I wanted to be here because Frank McGuire, in many ways, impacted my life. I was at Madison Square Garden as a young announcer, starting back in 1980, feel comfortable and introducing me to people, and he and Jimmy Wergeles used to cruise the halls at Madison Square Garden, and I got to do games involving Georgia Tech and UCLA and Kansas, and Coach McGuire was just an unbelievable supporter, and I know what his foundation is doing today, so it's a great honor to have a chance to come here tonight and introduce some of the coaches and to share the formal program with you. And you know, it was Sunday night, I was at Yankee Stadium for the final hurrah, and it was all about lineage, and it was all about the dynasty and the tradition, and I think that's what Coach McGuire has done as well. There's so many pieces of the McGuire family that are here. It's just like Jack Curran. Everybody coached for Jack Curran, played for Jack Curran. That's the way life is. It's like you look at Paul Brown and what he did in football, and when you talk about basketball, you talk about Frank McGuire. So I saw a lot of that at Yankee Stadium the other night that's here tonight, the great lineage, the great tradition, and the way it's passed on from generation to generation. By the way, on my way in, there's 3 deer that are right out there towards the bottom of the hill, so please be careful when you're getting out of here tonight, or else you're going to run into a deer. Barry, I saw you in the back there. One of the great coaching clinics the other day over at Manhattan College. I'd like to introduce some of our special guests, the coach of Manhattan College, and a guy who was one of the greatest recruiters in the country. I saw him all those years at Pittsburgh, and he's a guy who loves this area, gives back in many ways. I didn't have you on my chart, Barry, but I don't have to have stats to talk about what an outstanding coach and human being you are. Barry Rohrson, head coach of Manhattan College. Will you stand up and be recognized, Barry? Head coach at the College of Charleston since 2006. First year there, he was 22-11. Born in the Bronx, another guy with Bronx blood. He attended All Hallows in 1965, moved on to the University of South Carolina, and he played under Frank McGuire. He compiled 61 wins and only 17 losses as the starting point guard for the Gamecocks. At age 27, became the youngest Division I head coach when he was coaching Appalachian State. And at Georgia Tech, he was a legend from 81 to 2000, coaching the likes of Marbury and Mark Price and John Sally and John Barry and Dennis Scott. Naismith Coach of the Year in 1990. And in 2003, Georgia Tech officially changed the court, and no longer is it called the Alexander Memorial Coliseum, but it's called the Alexander Memorial Coliseum, Cremens Court, Bobby Cremens. Did Ralph Willard leave? Coach Willard, yes. Coach Wittenberg on, just to confirm, and Coach Larinaga. Part of the great tradition. I don't want to miss anybody, Frank. And speaking of Frank, 23 years as the director of athletics at Fordham. Sorry, I'm going to embarrass you. 1969 graduate, captain of the Rams basketball team his senior year. Went on to become an assistant at the College of Holy Cross. And after a season there, returned to Fordham as an assistant under Digger Phelps and that great 70-71 team that went 26-3. NCAA tournament appearance number 9 in the nation. Frank, of course, moved to Notre Dame with Digger and was part of the Fighting Irish tradition for many years, the NCAA tournament bids, the recruiting, and the college education that we forget to talk about. He was very involved in that. So I'd like to give a nice round of applause to the Director of Athletics at Fordham, Frank McLaughlin. Another guy that ties into this so beautifully, head coach St. John's University, Queens College guy, Springfield Gardens High School. First job was actually under Jack Curran at Archbishop Malloy. He's been at St. John since 2004 after being one of the great recruiters and assistant coaches in the country at Oral Roberts, Tulsa, Illinois, and Kansas, and one of the finest gentlemen that I know in the college coaching game, Norm Roberts of St. John's University. Did I miss any coaches? Tommy Pecora's here? Tommy Pecora, coach of Hofstra, one of the great gentlemen. I saw Jay Wright the other day playing golf at Atlantic, sandbagging, sneaking onto the golf course with Rick Hartman. Gave me a big hug, said, "What's Pecora doing?" I said, "I don't know, I haven't seen him lately." Tommy, I don't have the stats, but I don't have to have the stats to know all the stuff that you do and the class that you add to every program you're involved in. So Tommy Pecora, please stand up. One of my Ithaca College presidents up front here, John Dunn, who was at the Hall for so many years, one of the great assistants and now head coach of the Peacocks, St. Peter's College. And anybody that went to Ithaca is okay for me. And every time we did a game or we did our sportscaster camp and we needed somebody to come over to talk to our kids and share thought, he was always there for us as well. So John Dunn, congratulations. Good to be with you. Share some thoughts with you. Tommy, am I good? Okay.